Today we have to discuss about the topic is branchial cleft in cystic tumor. It is also called as cervical lymphoepithelial cyst. Before going to the topic, we need some more basic. In embryology, at the fourth week of gestation, we have to cut the cut section. We see pharyngeal arch. This is first pharyngeal arch. This is second, third, fourth, and sixth pharyngeal arches. Between the two pharyngeal arch, we see that cleft or groove. In this area, we see pouches. This area is made up of endoderm. This area is made up of ectoderm. This area is made up of mesoderm. So, the branchial cleft is developed due to naturally the overgrowth of second pharyngeal arch oblitate the third and fourth pharyngeal arch. This second pharyngeal arch get obliterate the third and fourth pharyngeal arch. Which means third and fourth pharyngeal cleft. Here is the cleft. Here is the between the second and third pharyngeal cleft. Here is the third and fourth pharyngeal cleft. Here is the fourth and fifth pharyngeal cleft. This second pharyngeal arch overgrowth the and get obliterate the third and fourth pharyngeal cleft because it get obliterated. It is fused together to the second pharyngeal arches. Overgrowth of second pharyngeal arches lead to fusion of third, fourth cleft. As a result, if there is no obliteration, there is no fusion of the cleft to the second pharyngeal arch, as a result, formation of branchial cleft or cervical lymphoepithelial cyst. We go to the topic branchial cleft cyst. It is a developmental cyst that derived from remnants of branchial arches. In fourth week of embryology, usually the overgrowth of second arch obliterate the cleft or groove of the second, third, fourth pharyngeal arch. The cleft of second, third, fourth branchial arch. But incomplete obliteration of this pharyngeal cleft and pouches gives rise to branchial cleft abnormalities such as fistula, cyst, sinus tract. Clinically, 95% abnormalities arise from second pharyngeal arch. 95% cases arise from second pharyngeal arches. It is deep to the sternocleidomastoid muscles. Here is the sternocleidomastoid muscles. Below the sternocleidomastoid muscles, this cleft will be seen. The cervical lymphoepithelial cyst will be seen. And it is common in 10 to 40 age group of people. And if the cleft or cystic infected or trauma due to respiratory infection or trauma as a result, the pain or tenderness will occur. The branchial abnormalities is arise from first pharyngeal arch is proximity to the parotid gland. These branchial abnormalities, this branchial cleft arise from first pharyngeal arch. It is proximity to the parotid gland. Mostly 95% cases it is arising from the second pharyngeal arches, but rarely 5% cases these arise from first pharyngeal arch and third, fourth pharyngeal arch. 5% cases only. So that 5% or 1% is due to type 1, which means arise from the first pharyngeal arch. And the third and the fourth branchial arch, if it occurs, there is a lower neck. Here is the third and fourth pharyngeal arch or mediasternum. We have to see. Histologically, the cysts are lined by stratified squamous epithelium, may or may not keratinized, because this layer is made up of ectoderm. this layer is made up of endoderm, this layer is made up of mesoderm. So ectoderm naturally, this ectoderm, the function of the ectoderm is to producing skin, oral epithelium, etc. So this leads to the formation of cyst-like structure. As a result, there is a, it is naturally that skin is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. The oral mucosa is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. So here will be seen stratified squamous epithelium. So it may or may not keratinized. And some cysts exhibit respiratory epithelium because the presence of fistula. Here is the presence of fistula. This fistula go in the respiratory tract, so we have to see some kind of respiratory epithelium, that is ciliated columnar epithelium. Here will be see the wall of cyst contain lymphoid tissue, rarely without lymphoid tissue. Here is the wall of cyst. Here is the naturally this is the cyst. Here is the wall of cyst contain lymphoid tissue. Here is the lymphoid tissue will be seen, and this is the ciliated columnar epithelium, and this is the stratified squamous epithelium. Here keratinization occur. This is the stratified squamous epithelium. This is the this cyst part. Treatment is surgical removal, and it can never occur, but partially it transform into malignant, because like a human papilloma virus related tumor, if it is present in the base of the tongue, tonsil, palate, etc., and leads to malignant transformation. Thank you.